For decades, the Starship Enterprise inspired viewers with tales of courage, unity, and friendship. Yet behind the cameras, a very different reality existed. At the center of both the triumph and tension was William Shatner, the actor who made Captain James T. Kirk a household name. In his later years, Shatner speaks openly about the challenges and conflicts that defined his early career, revealing a side of Hollywood that audiences rarely saw. The heroic adventures on screen were only half the story. Behind them were egos, ambition, and personal struggles that shaped the man behind the uniform. Early life, a childhood of drama. William Shatner was born in Montreal, Canada, on March 22, 1931, during a record-breaking snowstorm. With roads blocked, his mother had no choice but to deliver him at home. From the start, his life carried a sense of drama and unpredictability, almost as if destiny was preparing him for the stage. By age 8, he attended a children's acting school led by a respected Canadian actress. At 10, he was performing professionally on CBC radio productions, including The Magic Flute. Early praise for stage roles, including Tom Sawyer, revealed his natural talent, though his education remained turbulent. Education and early career. Finding his calling, Shatner enrolled at McGill University in 1948, studying economics to please his parents. Yet he rarely attended classes, feeling confined by lectures and discovering a real passion for theater on campus. By 1950, he had written and performed a student play that caught the attention of CBC producers, leading to his first television appearance. These early successes hinted at a career beyond Canadian stages. Despite limited formal training, his talent and determination propelled him forward. By 1956, he made a pivotal move to New York City, chasing acting full-time and embarking on a journey that would eventually lead him to one of television's most iconic roles. Broadway beginnings? Learning on the job. Shatner's Broadway debut came in Tamburlaine the Great, a show that lasted only 20 performances. Though short-lived, the experience was crucial for the young actor. Performing in New York validated his decision to pursue acting professionally and exposed him to the rigors of live theater. From there, he transitioned to television, building a resume with appearances on Alfred Hitchcock Presents, The Defenders, and The Outer Limits. His work on The Twilight Zone, particularly in the 1963 episode Nightmare at 20,000 feet, showcased his ability to convey tension and panic, skills that would define his portrayal of Captain Kirk. Enter Star Trek, the role that defined him. By 1965, Shatner was a steadily working actor, but nothing foreshadowed the cultural phenomenon about to define his life. The original Star Trek pilot, The Cage, featured Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Christopher Pike. NBC executives rejected the pilot as too cerebral, opting for a second pilot. Hunter chose not to return, leaving the role open. Producers turned to Shatner, who watched the first pilot critically, noting stiff performances. He envisioned a more approachable, charismatic captain, someone both authoritative and relatable. When Star Trek premiered in September 1966, Shatner's James T. Kirk became a symbol of optimism and courage during a turbulent era. Crafting Captain Kirk, inspiration and innovation. Shatner's portrayal of Kirk drew on multiple inspirations. He combined Horatio Hornblower's intelligence and bravery with Alexander the Great's charisma, a character he had played in a failed TV pilot. Shatner also infused humor into Kirk, making him relatable rather than a cold strategist. This approach allowed viewers to see a captain who could be commanding yet playful, serious yet human. Lines delivered with casual ease made Kirk memorable, creating a balance between heroism and approachability. By blending authority, curiosity, and charm, Shatner transformed the character into a figure who embodied optimism, leadership, and humanity, resonating deeply with audiences. Behind the scenes, tensions emerge. Despite on-screen camaraderie, the cast faced constant tension behind the cameras. Shatner's ambition, frequent rewrites, and desire for the spotlight created friction. Conflicts, jealousy, and occasional sabotage disrupted the set, challenging the friendships depicted on television. Early friction with Leonard Nimoy during the filming of The Man Trap saw Shatner deliberately walk into shots, forcing retakes and sparking animosity. By 1968, disagreements escalated over scenes such as Paradise Syndrome, where Shatner sought drama while Nimoy advocated for reflection. These clashes revealed that the heroic teamwork seen by viewers masked deeper rivalries and personality clashes among the cast, fame and fallout, balancing ambition and relationships. Shatner's rise to stardom was rapid, yet it strained relationships with colleagues. His insistence on dominance occasionally alienated co-stars, while his personal drive fueled creative conflicts. Critics praised his on-screen intensity, but behind the scenes, resentment simmered. While Shatner acknowledged his insecurities and ambition as catalysts for tension, co-stars like George Takei and James Doohan publicly recounted instances of domineering behavior. Even years later, his relationship with Nimoy remained complicated, culminating in estrangement at the time of Nimoy's death in 2015. The duality of Shatner's career, admired on screen, controversial off it, defined much of his legacy. Career beyond Star Trek, reinvention, and resilience. By the mid-1980s, Shatner rebuilt his reputation not only through Star Trek films, but with the television series T.J. Hooker. As Sergeant Thomas Jefferson Hooker, he portrayed authority on the streets, showing versatility beyond science fiction. He performed many stunts himself, enduring broken ribs, concussions, and back injuries. The physical toll underscored his relentless work ethic. Though Star Trek remained a defining chapter, Shatner demonstrated the ability to evolve professionally. Success came not only from fame, but resilience and adaptability, proving he could survive Hollywood's highs and lows while continuing to engage audiences in new and meaningful ways. Later success, comedy, drama, and reflection. Shatner later gained acclaim with Boston Legal, portraying Denny Crane from 2004 to 2008. The role combined humor and pathos, earning him 2 Emmy Awards and introducing him to a new generation. Yet the physical and emotional consequences of decades on set were unavoidable. Hearing loss, chronic back pain, and arthritis became daily realities. Shatner admitted that fear of loneliness weighed more heavily than physical pain. His candid reflections highlight the human cost of fame and ambition. The same drive that fueled his career also brought isolation and conflict, illustrating the complex balance between professional success and personal well-being. Reckoning and reflection. The man behind Kirk. Now in his 90s, Shatner speaks openly about the behind-the-scenes realities of Star Trek. He acknowledges moments of sabotage, ego clashes, and tension, attributing much to his own insecurity and desire to protect the show. "I failed sometimes," he admitted, "but I was always trying to keep the show alive." This honesty reframes Shatner not simply as a controversial figure, but as a man navigating ambition, responsibility, and the pressures of fame. The fearless Captain Kirk on screen contrasted with a vulnerable human behind the scenes, revealing the complexity of a legend who paid a steep personal price for his iconic role. Legacy, courage, flaws, and humanity. William Shatner's story demonstrates that even icons carry scars. Courage, charisma, and leadership define his public persona, while rivalry, insecurity, and physical tolls shaped his private life. His journey offers a nuanced understanding of fame. It brings admiration and opportunity, but also conflict and regret. Today, audiences can appreciate not just Captain Kirk, but the man who played him, a figure of perseverance, creativity, and human complexity. Shatner's candid reflections ensure that history remembers both his triumphs and struggles, offering an honest portrait of ambition, resilience, and the human cost of a life devoted to the stage and screen. Conclusion: understanding the legend. The legend of William Shatner goes beyond the bravado of Captain Kirk. It is a story of early promise, relentless ambition, and personal conflict. The triumphs of television and film were accompanied by tensions, rivalries, and sacrifices few could imagine. Yet through success, failure, and reflection, Shatner has shared the truth of his journey. He reminds us that greatness often carries hidden challenges, and that the humanity behind iconic roles is as compelling as the characters themselves. In examining his life, audiences gain insight into the cost of ambition and the enduring impact of a career that shaped popular culture.